Visal Nasri is asking, please discuss this point. If someone is frustrated with job, how to overcome this? That's a very good question. Do you guys want to go ahead? Chirag, again, you.
Sure. So see, if you're frustrated with your job, first of all, try to understand why you are frustrated. Is it because of the team? Is it because of the work you are doing? Like you wanted to, let's say I'm taking an example, you wanted to be an automation programmer or a tester and you are stuck into a manual testing. What is the reason why you are frustrated? And try to see an opportunity within your team, outside your team, to make that frustration go away. Also, I'll say frustration, is it permanent or is it a temporary? Try to identify the reason of frustration and try to go, make yourself busy into the things which makes you happy. So for instance, if this frustration is helping you to kind of learn some new language, try to take that opportunity and try to learn and try to build your career such a way that it achieves your goal.
Oftentimes people don't communicate. That is a reason for
Right.
frustration. They don't like a thing about their boss, but they never tell. Like there are ways of communicating in a way that you get your point across and you still don't hurt other person's ego. So if you have issue with your manager saying something or his specific style of managing, you can have an open communication. Open communication is always helpful. Uh, you're of course not going to go to your boss and say, hey, you are a jerk, right? You use a mild language, try to get your point across, try it with a positive note that, okay, look, you're managing me. I like this aspects of your personality, but at the same time, this is the area where I'm having tough time. Maybe it's my problem. Can we work together? Okay. So communication definitely helps. Trying new things in your job, adding value. Sometimes people are frustrated because they do the things that they are told to do. They don't bring an additional value on
Value
top.
add. Right.
So if you try to learn new thing, try to add new value, you will get appreciation, and appreciation will remove your frustration. Okay. uh, we humans, we look for self-importance and appreciation more than money. So when I go to job and in a day, if someone says, okay, you did this amazing work, or if my boss appraises me in front of everyone, that just makes my day. And if I had a little frustration, that will go away. So try to do some value addition by which you get some compliments. All right. The next question is Kirti. My question is, working as a software developer in banking finance company, would that be an effective career choice? Of course, finance is a great field to work on. So it is
But
definitely.
Dhawal, I would answer this question. I think uh, did any of us think that you will be working, Mahesh, in Amazon, or Dhawal, you will be working in Bloomberg? It is all about how you are working it, and then when the opportunity comes in, try to grab that opportunity. So yeah, it is good to have like, okay, working in a banking financial company
Hmm.
as your goal, but I would not stick to it. I would rather stick to um, uh,
Problem solving, basically.
problem solving, right?
I'm a
Don't,
problem solver. I'm
right,
not a developer in banking industry. I'm a
right.
problem solver, and using technology, I can solve problems in pretty much any industry.
Any
Yeah.
industry,
So
yes.
detach yourself from any kind of domain and think yourself as a problem solver, as the one mentioned. Yeah.
Okay. Narsimha Kulkarni is giving a little background. IT industry recruits people from all engineering streams. I am too working in IT, but have graduated in mechanical engineering. Earlier was doing manual testing. Between now with offline coaching and with the help of code basics, he landed a job as a data scientist. Well, congratulations. So
That's a good.
this guy is a mechanical engineer, worked as a manual tester. Now he got a job as a data scientist. Nasima, you look like a very dynamic person. On job, I'm using Jupyter Hub and Apache Spark, Hive as well. Sometimes I have self-doubt that from non-computer background, I won't be able to deliver production-ready code. What are your thoughts? Somehow can I increase expertise in coding? Does studying programming in academics really matter? guys, studying in academics doesn't matter. So don't feel inferior by that fact. Can a non-computer guy compete with a guy who studied computer science? Well, I'll answer this question. I have seen many people who come from non-technical background, and they are often the better programmer than the people coming from computer science background.
That's true.
So
Yeah, even I have noticed the same thing
you've seen it, right?
during my career.
Right.
I have seen a lot of chemical engineering with people, mechanical engineering background, basically non-computer background people. They are outperforming the computer science people. So that's
Yeah,
usual. Yeah.
and also just search for some good let's say higher ups into this technical IT industry. You will find more than 50% of them with no computer or very less computer background. Either they would be mechanical, electrical engineer. Very rare would be definitely a computer engineer or computer science skill sets.
And they are not, in fact, even engineers as well.
Engineers as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen like math majors or
right.
biochemical, or I've seen physics people doing pretty good in computers. And you are a mechanical engineer, you know math. Nasima, you will most likely do better than majority of the computer science people. Let me tell you that based on my experience.
And it is all about self-confidence. If you are delivering something and if the other team member or a testing team is not finding bugs into it, definitely it's positive. And even if it is finding bug into your code, try to see what you are missing and try to work on your weaknesses and try to overcome those weaknesses. That is only way you will get more confidence. Now you are already working as a data scientist. I think that's a great opportunity to work on your weaknesses and try to be more expert into this particular field.
All right, next question is from server engineer. First of all, I congratulate all your schoolmates. I work on Excel VBA. I love data analysis, business modeling. Also like to solve problems with people. Should I go on with Python or R? Ahead of in my life, I wanted to crunch complex business problems with statistics, algorithm fusion. What is your opinion on this? You can go with Python or R, but if you're confused, I will say Python, because Python is a full stack development language. Once you learn Python, you can even do web development using Django. It's a very versatile language. So if you're confused, short answer is Python. All right, next question is Anand Pavarthiran. What should be the approach while doing new projects? Mostly what happens is we see a video tutorial of some project and we try to follow it step by step. At the end, we do have a finished project, but our knowledge is limited to that project only. Did you guys understand this question?
Yeah, so so what I think what he's saying is that in in the video, you or some other instructor will tell, okay, follow this step, use this for loop, if loop, whatever that is, way of achieving that solving a problem. So I'll say that yes, you do that way, but at the same time, after you are finished with your programming or finish that project, try to see how you could have done it differently. Rather than following a step-by-step process in each and every project you finish, try to see what you could have used differently. That will definitely increase the possibility of you looking outside of the box and as well as trying to find different ways to solve the same problem.
And have their own limitations, right? So they cannot like demonstrate the real projects. I mean, it will be the simplest thing and just making the concepts clear. But then you have to come up with your own problems. Basically, look around, find out the problem, and try to solve with the same concepts. When you try to solve the real problems with the same concepts, I think that will be the real experience.
All right, so let's move on to the next question. How long the demand of data scientists will be there, because someday the demand will be saturated? This is a question from Devendra Kumar. So let me answer this question. So we live in a world where there is just lots more data coming in every day, and because of that, the demand for data scientists is gonna stay. It is like you are in 1990s and you are asking how long the demand of software programmer is going to stay. Since the software industry started around 1990, right? And right now we are 30 years in software engineering field, and the demand of software engineers have only increased. Same thing is going to happen with data scientists.
And I'll add that, see, these concepts are all same. It's a new flashy word,
Hmm.
basically AI, machine learning, data scientist. It's ultimately the overall concept remains same. So if it is not data scientist, it will be something different. But what you have learned and gain it, you just have to form the morphed into that particular new buzzword.
That's a very excellent point. The calculus that Newton invented has been same. Linear algebra has been same. We just build Python language, all the tools around it. But those concepts, as long as they're clear, you will be fine. Sunny Kumar is asking, I'm a BSc mathematics. Tell me the path to become data scientist. I'm the poorest state of India. What do I have to do to become a data scientist? So Sunny, your BSc mathematics background is going to be super useful. People from mathematics background tends to do really well. So you have a bright future. You have a huge scope. Also, do not worry about the financial situation of your state or your family. The three people who are talking right now, we all come from either middle class family or a poor family. Mahesh did not have money to pay his tuition fees back in 1999 when we were doing engineering. Our fees, yearly fees was around $20. Okay, I'm not kidding, by the way, $20 a year. That was our tuition fee. And then accommodation, etc. You would basically finish your engineering in like thousand, maybe less than $1,000. Uh, but for that, Mahesh used to get a grant from some South African based charity, right, Mahesh?
Yeah, so basically we had expense of around roughly 10,000 a year, something, including
10,000,
everything, 10,000 a year.
10,000 rupees, by the way. Okay, so if
So
someone is
10,000 rupees,
listening,
yeah, by the way. Yeah, I just
10,000
wanted
rupees
to.
in dollar is how much? 200, not even $250.
Yeah. So somewhere around, roughly around 10,000 rupees back in 99, 2000. And honestly, I did not have, my father was not able to afford that. And like I gave him confidence that we will be able to arrange that money from somewhere. I contacted some of my very good teachers and some of the like charities, and somehow I was able to collect all the scholarship. Yeah.
And I believe, I think that particular example is very good. Like, don't try to limit yourself, as Mahesh did. Try to find a solution to his problem of getting for financing in a smaller village of a Gujarat state, and finding somebody outside of India. It's really commendable. And see, that's the thing. And to be very frank, the folks who come from a poor or middle class family, they tend to achieve a lot because they are street smart. So I think that will give you lot of experience into how you can deal situation into your career. It's not always technical. It is how you are handling the situation in a critical time.
Yep. So we used to call each other Lukka or Mufla. That's the word that you use for a person who doesn't even have a penny. So we all were like that, and we have all succeeded to some extent. So don't let your financial situation demotivate you. Sahnawaj Khan is asking, I have 1 year of IT experience. I'm shifting to data science field. Well, whatever the experience will be considered, or I'll be treated as a fresher. Your programming experience is going to be considered in order to become data scientist or data analyst. Programming is kind of needed. So your experience in programming is not going to go in waste. Also help us in building resume, show off the path. So I'm doing a resume review session, by the way, probably coming weekend. So if you have seen my video on a data analyst resume session, please post your resume to my email ID. And I and some other experienced data analysts will be doing a resume critic session. Uh, that will be for data analysts. For data scientists also, we are going to do one more session in the future.
Yeah, but I would add one thing. So in any resume, Don't go for 4 5 pages of resume. Nobody is going to read your resume all the way. Be it simple and concise. In my experience, I have recruited so many people. I have not gone beyond the first page of a person's
Mm,
resume. Whatever is been mentioned in that first page gives the first impression to the interviewer. If you think that that particular job is for you, try to morph your resume in such a way that it shows certain keywords of that position, who the other person is looking. Try to put yourself into the interviewer position and try to
mm,
see that what is that I will find in this resume which will encourage me to spend my precious time talking with this person and try to interview this person, right? So first 2 pages, I think that's enough, and it has to give almost everything about your technical skill sets.
yep. Uh, Harshal Borkar is asking how to progress as a data scientist from fresher to high profile job like working for MNCs with high packages will be so that we'll be financially independent, and also there would be a work-life balance. So I will answer this question. From you need to work in your job with the spirit as if you own that thing, as if say you are working in a team of 10 people. Just think that this is a startup of 10 people and I am the owner of the startup. Okay, so work with an entrepreneur mindset. That is the only key that can help you become successful. Once you change that mindset, you will get answers of all the remaining questions. It's like, this is my work. you know if you have a problem with your AC or a fan, and if it is very hot at your home, uh, when you go out to fix your fan, you will be super worried. You will be so much sincere about solving that problem, that if I don't turn on my fan, then my kid will have a difficult time. Take your job in that way. Because sometimes people ask, okay, but I do my work sincerely, but my boss doesn't appreciate me. So what? Guys, have a long, like, have a broader vision. If even if your boss doesn't appreciate you for the work that you're doing, you are still building those skills. You are constantly changing your personality, evolving your personality, so that when you change a team or join another company, that personality is always going to stay with you. So working with entrepreneur mindset is extremely important. Now
And
on
and
work. Yeah.
yeah, and I will say that the question says that how do I get high package or in a foreign MNC? I will ask another question. Why would somebody give you a high package, right? You need to have something in you, either your knowledge, your personality, your skill sets. Then only somebody will give you a high package. And how will you get it? As Dhaval mentioned, that solve a problem that this is your last problem. If this is not solved, you are doomed basically.
Yeah.
That is the way you can build the knowledge, and that is why somebody will give you a high package. So
Yeah.
don't go for high package. Don't focus for problem solving.
Yes, and you can also speak in conferences. Sometimes if you speak in conferences or if you write a technical article on Medium, open source contribution, I know I have mentioned it like 10 times so far. All those things are going to put a lot of weightage, and that will help you get a high package. I've seen people who contribute to Stack Overflow. They have a higher rank on Stack Overflow, and they use that rank as a negotiation for their job package, and companies would pay happily. If you
Right.
say in JavaScript, my Stack Overflow rank is this much, companies will pay you. Okay, but the problem is, see, we don't want to help people. We go to Stack Overflow only to get the answer. We never care about reading other people's question. That is the biggest problem, guys. Spend at least half an hour to 1 hour in a day helping people. Next question is Manikanta Kurapati. Thank you for your unconditional support. My question is it possible from BCom background person to enter into data analyst job? I'm having 5 years of professional experience working with a reputed foreign bank. Do I need any certification? So your banking experience is going to be extremely useful. And there are thousands and thousands of data analysts with BCom background. I guess we get this question so often. BCom graduate is a perfect match for a data analyst job. Of course, you need to build some skills, which I teach on my channel. Build those skills. BCom background is, in fact, it's good if you want to become data analyst because you know how to crunch numbers. Your banking experience is going to be super useful. Do I need any certification? Your certificates is not going to help you find a job. What it can help you with is gain the knowledge. So if you find a course which is good, high ratings, a friend of you have done that course, found it useful, then go for that course. But having certificates on resume is not going to impress the interviewer for sure. Ashish Kumar Das, is being data scientist easy? The answer is no. Data scientists get paid very high, and it's a very very uh, I think HBR, the Harvard Business Review, said that it's a sexiest job in 21st century. So if it's a sexiest job, of course there is a lot of competition. Everyone is trying to become data scientist, and it's not easy. So that's a short question, but it's definitely doable if you do hard work and follow discipline.
See, I would like to add one small thing here. I mean, don't just run behind money. Look for your interest as well, right? Whether you are really interested in doing some certain thing or not. Because if you are not interested and you are just chasing certain things just because of some other objectives, then eventually you are going to get tired. You are going to get bored, and you will have frustration. Oh, even though let's say I am paying X amount of money, and that's very high amount of money, and still you don't like the work, then you will have frustration at the end of the day. So what I would suggest is look for your interest, look for your skills, and only chase the things that you are really interested in. I understand that like monetary, financial things are really required in order to survive and in order to move forward. However, you should also look for what are the things you are interested in, and not just like, oh, this job is paying this much, so that's why I should keep chasing that part.
And nothing is easy in the life, any so everybody we have to accept that. Even a fruit seller who is coming to your home and selling the fruit, it is not easy for that person also.
Yeah.
So even being writing a C program for a 10th grade student, it is not easy, but that's the thing, that what is your interest, and then how are you achieving your interest. So don't run behind the success, but try to build your knowledge basically.
Yeah. Then I'm running this channel and I'm seeing so many people want to become data scientists just because it's a buzzword.
Buzzword.
Okay.
Right.
I and guys, like, it's not your fault. When I graduated, I wanted to become systems programmer because that was a buzzword at that time. And we are like ships, we run in the crowd, like we are like ship herd basically. Wherever the whole crowd is going, we tend to go there. My brother is a computer engineer, but he's very good in terms of relationship building and all that. So he decided to become an entrepreneur. He's mainly into sales skill. Now, he did not do any course in sales, but he found that he has these abilities, and that's why he focused in that area, and he's doing pretty good. He runs a software startup in India. So looking within is important, especially in the COVID time. This is the best time to do reflection. And when you do reflection, like sometimes people ask like, okay, how do I know what things I'm better at? When I started YouTube channel, I was going through a lot of health issues, and I wanted to do one thing which can keeps me motivated, and the thing which I'm good at it. So I literally took a note and a pen and started writing different skills. So I had skills in photography, I had skills in drawing, like poem writing, all that. So I wrote those things down. Then I asked myself, in last 2 years, which are the areas where I have got compliment from other people, where, other people say, hey, Dhaval, you are good in this area, right? Everyone gets compliment here and there. Then that's when I figured that I'm good in teaching, and I started a YouTube channel. Similarly, try to see have you gotten any compliment, in last few years, or any signal where people recognize your skill, and try to build a career around that skill. Next question is job opportunities abroad. Uh, I'm working in support role. I would like to switch my career to data scientist in abroad, studying Python and mathematics on YouTube. Is this preparation enough for preparing data science? Uh, this preparation is not enough for data science because for data scientists, you need to have good statistics, math background, Python, model building, storytelling skills. There are many skills that you need. And please suggest me how to get job abroad and make myself ready for the industry. Now, since three of us are in US, we can give inputs on this question definitely. Coming to US especially, I don't know about European countries, but coming to US for work has become difficult after the Trump administration took the charge especially. And the world is changing, the world is changing where majority of countries are having this anti-immigrant mindset. Okay, world is being polarized and we have to live with that reality. If you want to come abroad, the best option for you is to come here for masters. After you're doing your masters, you will get 3 years of OPT and you don't have to worry about your H1 at that point. So uh, during those 3 years, if you get job somewhere, I think you will most likely end up doing good. Even after 3 years, you will be able to get your H1. So masters is definitely one option. The other option is you work in some service-based company, Accenture, Cognizant, whatever, and then come abroad on on-site assignment. The third option is you work in any MNC. I've seen people who get hired in, let's say, Microsoft Hyderabad office, and then they take inter-office transfer, like intra-company transfer to a different location. But that also has challenges because if they did not have challenges, pretty much everyone would move, right? So these are the tips that I have for you. A big Patra, thanks for hosting this. I have 13 years of experience in QA and testing. Want to shift to a data science career. Well, Chirag is someone who had a QA experience. He switched to data science. So Chirag, let me complete reading this question. I have started with Python, want to explore more. Is it possible for me to shift my career in this phase? Will a company offer me job mid-career person who is rookie in a data science field? So excellent. Chirag, how many years you spend in QA?
13, 15 years.
15 years he spent in QA, and when he moved as a director of AI and chatbot. Guys, the position that Chirag is handling is, by the way, is no joke. Okay, it's very challenging position. Cox Communication is the biggest telecommunication provider in entire South America. So whatever he's doing is no joke, very challenging. He did this after 13 years. So Chirag, any tips on that?
Yeah, so definitely. Having a QA and testing experience is a very positive way of start thinking about data science, AI, machine learning, or chatbot. What I will suggest you to do is you have to start acting or working in that position. So the way I shift my career is that while I was doing QA, I always look for an opportunity within QA as well. How do I make things more better? So I was handling various teams, manual testing, automation testing, performance testing, and everything. So uh, traditionally, what performance testing is that you write a load runner script or a JMeter script, and you try to run your script with multiple concurrent users, and then you try to find a problem into your code. You tell the developer that this is a problem, and then you go away. So what I started thinking is, how can I help the developer? How can I do 50% of the work trying to find where the problem is? So with my team, we build various tools to identify where is the problem. We learned new tools. We try to develop our skill sets just beyond testing. So you have to take baby steps. Like if you are doing QA and testing today and tomorrow you think that you will be doing data science, it's not going to work out. You have to gradually try to change your mindset from finding a problem to helping a problem a solver, as well as ultimately trying to be a developer. So while my experience in QA, we started building this capability with myself as well as within my team. And then uh, I saw this opportunity within my organization, that folks are not start this AI machine learning chatbot was a buzzword, and nobody knew that how this will be applied to the communication business. That's where I took a small problem, tried to build a solution around it, which was around a bot. We created a bot within, for a very basic thing, that we use Jira as our project management tool. And we wanted to build a bot where if I say to Jira that how many tickets are assigned to me today, this particular bot will look at your ID, connect to Jira, try to find how many tickets are assigned, and then it will just show you to into your Microsoft Teams or any of the Slack or any of the tool which is integrated. So we took that challenge. We 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 nobody in my team knew anything about bot at that time. I had this idea. I told my team, everybody was excited. We first looked at Microsoft Lewis. We then looked at Google Dialogflow. We then looked at Amazon Lex. We definitely learned a lot of things. We built a solution ultimately with Amazon Lex, and then that was deployed. Now this is a very easy problem, but how um, I took it up and then create a story around it, that what was my journey, this is the things we learned, how do you make a team, what is your things you need to focus on. So that is the thing, start with small, try to build something, try to showcase to your supervisors that there is something in you, that you can take this new opportunity, new thing, build a solution around it, and then that only will give a confidence to your supervisors or your managers that yes, this person has something, let me give some new um, opportunity to this particular person, so that he can be succeed into it. So start acting into that position, and then only you will get it.
Uh, Divya Jyoti Gopalaju is a BTech in ECE with an excellent academic record. She worked as a firmware developer, embedded C, 1.5 year. Then due to kids, she had a break. Now she's working as a contractor doing unit testing, but she doesn't like her job. She thinks that she's not able to use her potential or brain too much. She started learning Python and she was able to do most of the programs very easily. So it looks like she's very talented, but she's stuck in a unit testing job. So any tips for this person? Or let me read the exact question. So I just want to know how to like the job we are doing. I feel like I'm learning nothing. Uh, so any tips for Divya? Mahesh,
I,
you want to answer this?
I
Yeah.
will just give one update and then probably Mahesh can answer. So my brother, he is also an EC engineer, and he started his career as Dhaval, you know, he was also struggling at least for almost more than a year. He did not had a job. So the first job he got was in a Reliance industry, sitting at a cabin and trying to, as a part of materials management, trying to record what all things materials are coming inside the Reliance refinery and what materials are going out and all that stuff. So he also did not like his job, but what he learned out of that experience is that materials management. Ultimately, he learned SAP, and now right now he has a very good SAP skill sets basically. So with during his early days, he used to manage in spreadsheets and all that stuff. That knowledge helped him understand the modules of SAP into sales and distribution and materials management. And right now he's working for a big MNC company within India. And then he's one of the best SAP consultant developing these solutions. So uh, what I meant to say is that when you say, I don't like my job, try to find what is that you are learning out of that job. and then try to apply it somewhere so that you get best out of it, and try to see a positive side of it. Sorry, Mahesh, go ahead.
I would like to mention my experience during when I moved to Infosys. So before joining Infosys, I had experience as a developer in Visual C++, and I was working on a mobile device. And when I joined Infosys, I was put in a team which was doing manual testing for Microsoft operating systems, and it was very mechanical job. And initially, I started like feeling frustration that, oh, if this is a like big MNC, had a big hope about doing very challenging stuff, but this is not challenging at all. Then what I started observing is we had a team of 100 people. It was a giant team. I started learning like, oh, most of the people, they are just doing a cookie cutter job. They are always running some manual tests, collecting the logs. And if it fails or something, they will do something and then rerun those things again. So there were a lot of manual things involved in those things. Then I observed all of them. And then finally I found out that, oh, I think there are so many things we can automate. So I started building, first of all, I started with my team. I built one small utility in Visual C++ that automated so many manual steps. And then I started getting that application, whatever I built, it started getting a lot of popularity within a small team. Then I started visiting other people that how can I solve their problem.
Right.
So then it became more and more interesting actually. It not only solved other people's problem, but it was much more interested with my skill set and my interest. So I started building those automated small utilities for all the team members, for all the 100 people. And then I got an automation champion award for that year. So
Wow.
this is just an example, like how you can find interesting thing around you and how you can start loving your job, even though the situation is completely adverse.
Adverse, right. And I think
Perfect.
problem solving is the biggest achievement than any salary hike you will see, because that will stay with you throughout your career, rather than, oh, I got a 5% salary hike in this year. You will not remember that, but you will definitely remember the problem you solved for your whole team.
Yep. And now I have two questions which are related, so I will mention both of them. Deepak Kumar Shaw is asking, what is the importance of competitive programming and how can I motivate and confident myself? Because I saw a lot of questions, but I still don't have a confidence. And the second question is from unknown one, which is how to get a job in FAANG companies. Now, Mahesh is already working for Amazon. It's a FAANG company. So Mahesh, do you want to answer this question, which is
Sure.
how to get a job in FAANG companies and what's the importance of competitive programming?
Yeah, I can only answer in terms of like if you are going for a software engineer kind of job. So and also, I mean, it applies for all different types of, like whether you are going for a QA, I think you will be judged based on the skill set that is equivalent to software engineering. So mainly, as I mentioned earlier as well, all these companies, they look for problem solving capabilities. They are also looking at like you have a data structure knowledge, you have algorithm knowledge, and whether you understand the time and space complexity when you are solving a particular problem. So definitely you have to practice a lot of problem solving. So we have a lot of websites as well currently. So if you look at the example, you can go to HackerRanker or maybe Lead Code. Lead Code is a very good website. I have solved a lot of problems over there as well. Um, so if you go to those website, then start with simple. So they have a like complexity level as well. So you start with simple problems, and then you will look at. So one problem can be solved in a number of different ways, right? So you look at the solution and see how you can solve it differently. Then you move on to the next complex level. So you have to do a lot of practice, definitely, because when you are asked a problem, they are not just asking for a pseudocode. They are asking for a working solution. Working, so in whatever language you prefer, maybe it's a Python, C++, Java, C#, doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, they are looking for a working solution. So you start with a brute force approach. Like when you are given a problem, so this is again very important thing. When you are asked a question, don't jump onto the solution right away. discuss as if you are discussing among your team member. You try to collect the requirements properly, then you apply your data structure, then you apply your algorithm, and then try to come up with at least a working solution. Even though it's not a good or optimized solution, that's fine, but come up with a working solution. So that's the strategy. Usually most of these MNs, the FAANG companies, they are expecting the same amount of skill set from you.
Yeah, so FANG companies definitely they focus more on competitive coding. Other than the website that Mahesh mentioned, there is careercup.com as well, where people who have appeared for FANG company interviews, they post the questions. So the questions that you find there are the real questions that have been asked in the interviews of FANG companies. So if you practice those questions, it's going to be super useful. Shri is asking, I have a career break of 5 years. Now I have to restart. How to create resume with career break, and also I'm changing my field from complete code to software. Entering a software field, want to build a data analytics resume as I have prepared myself with updated skills. So I'll quickly answer this. Do not worry about your career break. It doesn't matter. In US, if you cannot, there is a legal law that you cannot ask a person about career break. In India, of course, they can ask, but just tell whatever is the truth. You had a break for a reason. You should not feel guilty or inferior about it. You had a situation, you took care of it. Now you are back on track. Focus on building your skill. For data analytics, I have a video on how to build data analytics skills. I also have a video on how to build data analytics resume. And I'm going to also do data analytics resume critic session. So follow all those amazing sessions, and you will get a help. Mahalakshmi Konda is asking, I'm having a 5 years of experience as a telecom engineer, don't have experience on coding, but I know C. Now I'm learning data science related skills like Python and SQL. I want to switch my career to data science. Is it possible? Short answer, yes, it is possible. I have searched data science related job notification, and they require experience on SQL, Python, coding. I'm very confused. So yeah, I think we have covered some of this previously. Brief summary, you can definitely make a switch. You need to have projects in your resume, and how to work on projects without having a job. I have a video on that. So watch that, contribute to open source, build connections with people on LinkedIn. The people who are data scientists on LinkedIn, try to build connections with them, and you can try to get some tips from them as well. All right, so last question, Amruta Kulkarni, any website suggestions for freelancing in ML for India? So freelancing, upwork.com, freelancer.com, these two are great platforms. You can register your profile on that platform and then start doing projects at a lower cost because the competition is pretty high on these platforms. So start doing projects for a lower cost, try to get 5-star ratings because the rating is extremely important. Have a lot of patience, is gonna take time, but stick to it, and you will become a successful freelancer one day. So that's about it. So we are ending our session now. Do you guys have any final thoughts, comments, anything you would like to add?
Yes, I have one thing. So again, that same thing. These buzzwords will keep changing. Don't get too much bogged down with these buzzwords. I guess try to develop your core skills. Um, some folks have core skills of developing good programming, good code. Some of the folks have communication skills. Some of the folks have problem solving. Keep developing, keep enhancing those skills, and then uh, don't look for like a big package or anything like that. Just do your job and you will get it. I'm pretty confident because I have the same experience. Dhaval has his, Mahesh has his. We were doing our job, and then ultimately when an opportunity comes in, grab it and then you will get it.
Yeah. So final words from me. Believe in yourself. Don't get discouraged by anybody saying anything about you, and take it as a positive note. Like somebody is criticizing you, that's fine. I mean, you just look at yourself and see whether you really need to improve on those things or not. And focus, that's the most important part. Whatever you are doing, just focus on small pieces of this, and then just like keep on improving those things. If you get distracted by so many things, then you are not going to end up anywhere else. So make sure that you are focused on one thing, and just, yeah, believe in yourself.
Great. Thank you very much. I know this, we planned it for 1 hour. This went on for close to 2 hours already, but I think this was a very good session. Many of the viewers who are in the early stage of their career, who are college students, are going to benefit. By the way, three of us, we graduated in 2003, so we have 17 years of industry experience. We have worked with different MNCs in India as well as in the US. So whatever we discussed, these things are based on our true experiences and the things that we have learned ourselves. Uh, at this point of my career, if someone asked me to rewind the time and go back during my college days and, try to approach things differently, then I would approach things differently based on the tips that you have received from this session. So take these tips sincerely. We are not trying to provide you some shallow motivation. Whatever we have mentioned here, these are true things, something we have experience benefits from. So try it out, have a lot of patience, keep on learning, and thank you very much for watching the video. I'm going to provide LinkedIn profile of Mahesh and Chirag in the video description below, just for your reference. And if you have any other question, please post in the comment below. Thank you.